Welcome to JT's Vintage Card Room, hosted by me, JT. Last week I showed the 1933 Goudey set. It is chock full of Hall of Famers. As I said last time, 66 Hall of Famers in all. That includes the two that are in the Japanese Hall of Fame, which is just one guy, Lefty O'Toole. It's the video got a little long, so apologies for that. But there's some great cards in there, and there's some real bangers in the second half of this set. So I am going to show those cards. I'm going to start with this one. This is number 128. So just about a little bit more than halfway through. I did show some raw cards. There will be no raw cards shown today, just graded ones. And this is one of my favorites from the set, Chuck Klein. He is a Triple Crown winner. This is when he was with the Phillies, and obviously, I don't think he won the Triple Crown in 32. I think he won it in 33. His stats were better in 32, or it might have been the other way around. I forget how it worked out, but bottom line, obviously he was one of the all-time greats during that period of time, so much so that Goudey had, everyone knows the 34 Goudey set has that banner on the bottom that says Lou Gehrig says, but there are a bunch that say Chuck Klein says as well. Chuck Klein, great card. Fred Lindstrom. I'm going to go through these relatively fast so we can get to them all. Here's Sam Rice. I just did in my last video a thing about Sam Rice from the 1929 Cash-In publications. As I said in that video, and I don't think anyone disproved it, he is the only Hall of Famer never to have batted under 290 in a single season of his career with a minimum of 5,000 at-bats, which is a pretty amazing accomplishment. Kind of reminds me of the Joe Sewell discussion I had on the last video, where he had a ridiculous number of strikeouts in his career, ridiculously low, 114 over 14 years of playing. Here's Herb Pennock, big-time Yankees pitcher during their heydays. Leo DeRocher, Leo the Lip. I like this card too. I just like the way it looks. I don't know how many cards he actually has playing days, but I like that one. Here's the other Jimmy Fox card. This one is a 2.5. Not to get into the grades, but I also showed you the one in the previous video that was a 4.5, and I think this 2.5 looks a lot better. It's just, the whole thing just looks better. It's a really amazing card, and I looked at this thing 9 ways to Sunday, and I can't for the life of me figure out how that's a 2.5. But beautiful, beautiful card, really sharp. Okay, this next one's pretty nice too. Probably one of my top 10, 15 cards maybe. 33 Lou Gehrig. There's another one that, this 4 is just unbelievable. Nothing wrong with this card. It is beautifully centered. It's got pretty sharp corners. I just don't, sometimes I don't understand grading, but I bet you in 10 years ago this would be a 6. There's no reason why it wouldn't be. But I love it just the way it is. I showed Big Poison last week. Here's Little Poison. Lloyd. Another real sharp image. I also showed Leon Goose Goslin's more tame picture. This one I think is awesome. I don't know, it just screams USA to me. I don't know why. But I said red, white, and blue, and I'm realizing there's the only red is in that banner for Big League Chewing Gum. But I don't know, I love it. It looks, just screams All-American Boy on it. Speaking of bangers, look at this one. Now, obviously at first when you look at the image, what registration, what color, and really the only thing wrong with this card, on the front and the back, and I can easily overlook it, is that looks like someone took a match to it. On the bottom, League is taken out. Maybe they didn't like League. Maybe they hate the word League. I don't know. But I was able to get this card for just over $4,000, which is a lot to spend on any card for sure. But man, to get a card that looks like this. So yeah, look at that. That's just, to me, that's just gorgeous. Another Heine Manouche. Here's the other Rogers Hornsby. I got this one raw. I think it was Batter's Box a few years back. And I was very happy to see it got a 3. It deserves a 3, but you know, when you buy a card raw, especially a kind of a big card, which I think this kind of is, certainly worth probably over $500. I think that buying those raw is tough, and you never really know what you're going to get. You're always worried it's going to come back authentic or trimmed or anything along those lines. And that's not always the case, but as I felt lucky with the Rogers Hornsby. Here's Earl Averill, or Averill, not really sure exactly how to say his name. I love this one. Rick Farrell. That brown, I just think it's awesome. That cap is really cool. It almost looks like a beret, the way he's wearing it. I know this is where he's kind of walking up the steps. There's an actual photo of this where they basically got rid of everything and just painted everything in the background brown. But I think it's a great looking card. One of my favorites in this set. Gabby Hartnett. Who's this? The other Melot. Oh, what a surprise. He looks pissed off. Oh, man. Kicking on him. This is one I'm really thrilled to have. I got this when I first started getting back into collecting. These cards are really hard to find in high grade, and to have this in a 7 is beautiful. Hack Wilson, the all-time leader for a single season in RBIs with a 190 or 191. I think it's 190. Lefty Gomez, another big-time pitcher for the Yankees. I included this guy. He's not a Hall of Famer, but what is he known for? And I just like the card. He has the most World Series rings of any player / coach / manager in the history of baseball, with 17, I believe. It's not Yogi, it's Frank Crissetti. Speaking of bangers, how about Lefty Grove? This is a 8OC. Okay, so basically a 6. And yeah, it is definitely off center to the bottom. But a great card. And this is probably my favorite card of all time. All cards ever. Charlie Gehringer. That purplish background to me is just spectacular. Big fan of this card. And I'm very glad that I got the example that I have. Tremendously centered. Great color. Just a great image of an all-time great in Charlie Gehringer. Love this one too. Dizzy Dean. I feel like I lost some light on here, but we're going to go with this. We're going to continue to forge forward. Dizzy Dean. Billy Herman. Here's another one I really like. Archie Vaughn. How many cards do you see have a full orange background? Love that. Floyd is his real name, if you don't know. Archie, because he's from Arkansas. What a surprise. This is a really nice card, too. Carl Hubble. He's got 2 cards, one right after the other. And I'm not sure which one I like better. This one's pretty cool. What I like about this one is that it's different than the rest of his cards. A lot of his cards just has that him sitting on the bench with that scowl. Oh, you mean this one, John? Yes, this one. I mean, it seems like almost all of his cards have the same pose where he's just hanging out with his hands drooping and a scowl on his face. But yeah, so this is card number 234. As I mentioned, there's 240. He is the last Hall of Famer, I believe. Maybe I had one that was raw, but that's my 1933 Goudey set. I hope you enjoyed me going through them with me. I certainly enjoyed looking at them again. You know, just going through your sets and reimagining. I know Mike Baseball Collector and Chris from Missouri get a chance to resurrect their collections each time they do their showcase showdown, and I kind of feel that way with going through these sets. I hope you enjoyed doing it as much as, or looking at them as much as I did. And you know, it's a great set to have. It's a great set to work on. The cards are of good thick stock, so you can get commons. I think, I mean, hard to get in really, really good shape, but I'd say my set is mostly VG to VGX. Hall of Famers might be graded a little higher, but the rest of the set's probably more VGX. And it's not hard to get. It takes time, but I think it's a worthwhile project, and it's not cheap, though. It is definitely not cheap. Not as expensive as the T206 set I built, but it gets up there. But thank you for watching. Just remember, we're trading paper for cardboard. I traded an awful lot of paper to make this set, for the cardboard there. I hope I did it responsibly. I think I did. But it's just trading paper for cardboard. And that's what this hobby's all about. Enjoying what you have, and I love this set. Enjoy, fellas. Hope you're having a great day. And ladies, for any ladies that are watching, enjoy your weekend.